Someone is lying to you right now. You can feel it deep down. The story just doesn't add up. Details seem to shift like shadows, and their eyes dart around as if avoiding your gaze. You know they're being dishonest, and the urge to expose their lies gnaws at you. Yet, you find yourself at a loss for words, unable to articulate your suspicions. The lying continues, but not anymore. Today, you will wield a powerful sentence that will reveal the truth. This sentence doesn't scream accusations, nor does it provoke anger. Instead, it ensnares them in their own web of deceit. It compels them to explain further and, in doing so, often leads them to contradict themselves. Here's the golden phrase, "That's interesting. Most people wouldn't remember it that way." That simple observation is your ally. Let's explore why this method is so effective. Liars usually have two significant weaknesses. First, they tend to overprepare. They rehearse their stories to avoid being caught. Second, they panic when the response they receive is not what they expected. When you say, "That's interesting," you aren't launching an accusation. You're merely observing, and this creates a silence that they feel compelled to fill. So they begin to elaborate. They offer more details, justify their statements, and repeated phrases subtly shift in their telling. Maybe it was Tuesday at first, but now it's Wednesday. Maybe they claimed only 3 people were involved, and now it's ballooned to 5. With every word they utter, they dig themselves deeper into their own lies. You remain calm, collected, and silent. This strategy is incredibly powerful, but don't stop there. After their explanation, follow up by saying, "Okay, I believe you." Pause for a moment, creating another vacuum for them to fill, and then add, "Most people get defensive when they are accused. You did not. That is interesting too." This statement leaves them questioning whether you believe their story or suspect them. Their uncertainty will compel them to talk even more, and every word they say is a step closer to unraveling their deception. Picture a scenario at work. A coworker claims they submitted a crucial project, yet you've checked the system and found nothing. You calmly ask, "Did you submit it?" And they respond, "I submitted it yesterday. Must be a glitch." You reply, "That's interesting. Most people would have checked the system before saying that." They might respond, "I did check it." Then you can say, "So you checked and it was there, but now it's gone. That's even more interesting." At this point, they are ensnared. They can either confess to lying or continue spinning their tale, often leading to their eventual breakdown. Now, consider this. A friend claims they weren't at a party, but you saw them there. A simple observation like, "That's interesting. Most people would just admit they were there. Why do you think you forgot?" They might insist, "I was not there." You would respond, "Okay, so you are certain about that, which is good. Most people aren't that sure about something they didn't do." Their certainty will begin to falter, and before long, they will have to justify their words, leading them into further contradiction. This method works because liars fear silence. They highly depend on controlling their narrative and are prepared for direct accusations. A calm observation disrupts their script, forcing them to improvise, something they struggle with. Here's a concise guide to catch a liar. Step 1. Ask a neutral question like, "Can you tell me what happened?" Step 2. Let them share their story. Step 3. Say the crucial phrase, "That's interesting. Most people wouldn't remember it that way." Step 4. Remain silent and allow them to continue talking. Step 5. After they finish, reassure them, "Okay, I believe you. Most people get defensive when accused. You did not. That is interesting too." Finally, step 6. Watch them crumble under the pressure. Always remember, this is not about causing harm. It's a strategy for clarity, self-protection, and understanding. Many remain silent when they suspect lies out of fear of confrontation, but you're not like everyone else. You are armed with knowledge and ready for the truth. A warning. When employing this technique, prepare for various reactions: anger, defensiveness, or even tears. Observe their expressions, note their body language, and how rapidly they speak. You don't need a formal confession, just pay attention to their reactions. Most importantly, use this tool to protect yourself. It's a shield, not a sword. Your challenge this week: calmly use the phrase, "That's interesting." Most people wouldn't remember it that way with someone you suspect is lying. Then observe. You may discover they break. And rest assured, if they are telling the truth, their response will be calm and straightforward. Remember, truth is quiet, lies are loud. You now possess a critical weapon, use it wisely.